Alrighty, here we are. It's another wonderful day here in the Pacific Northwest. We are streaming live here on Tuesday night for Musical Hangout with your pal Zach, singer-songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. For those of you watching on Instagram, hello, good evening. For those of you here on the internet, on the YouTube, thank you so much. Links to everything are in that description there, my social media, my TikTok, things like that. We're going to get started here in a minute, but before we do that, I wanted to chat with you. How are you doing? You doing okay? Everything treating you nice? You having a nice holiday season? You staying dry? You staying warm? We just had a snowstorm here. I keep thinking about this idea of peace on earth and goodwill towards men. Now, those of you who are in the know, like me, know that phrase that we say around the holidays has its origin in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verse 14. But I think about it because I don't think we're doing that right. You know, I don't think it really makes sense to have that be a saying here in the holiday season, mainly because of when the holiday season is located, in the dead of winter. I mean, for example, you take when people are on edge in the wintertime, I mean, there's seasonal depression, and I mean, when do you fight the most with your family? It's between Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, and maybe into the New Year for some of you psychopaths out there. Be that as it may, it's odd timing. I mean, you take Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. Did you know that since 2006, there have been 17 deaths and 125 injuries on Black Friday season? Doesn't exactly sound like goodwill towards man, or peace on earth for that matter. But yet, it's the beginning of the holiday season. It's hilarious to me. You take the roads as well. People are not very courteous around there. It doesn't sound very peaceful. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. But we're going to have fun. We're going to do some Led Zeppelin here for you tonight. Now, I don't think, according to the algorithms, I do not think that there is a soul that will complain during this broadcast whether or not, or if I do Led Zeppelin. I don't think so. Now, as we all know, Led Zeppelin's music was foretold to us on the Emerald Tablet of Thoth located beneath the Pyramid of Giza. I'm lying. Let's jump into it. I did a whole lot of drugs. I always like to do that. Every time I listen to that song, while I'm driving in my car, instead of saying a whole lot of love, like everybody in Led Zeppelin does, I say, I did a whole lot of drugs. One time I got pulled over, Yeah, and the police officer didn't think it was funny, but I did. I'm joking. That didn't actually happen, or maybe it did. I'll never tell. Hey, let's take a trip down to Shuffle Land. This is a new tune I'm kind of working out. It's a shuffle tune in the key of G. Still haven't figured out a name for it. I kind of like Shuffle Land because it begs for a sequel. I can get creative. I can do a swing piece and call it Swingland, or New Swingland, because you can dance your way there from Old Swingland. Anyways, it's a blues shuffle in the key of G. We're going to call it Shuffle Land until I figure out something else to call it. Oh, it makes me feel so good. It sounds so nasty, but it feels so right. It's biblical. Oh. We're going to keep on trucking. Hey, this is an Eric Clapton tune I did a while back on a stream. It's called Got to Get Better. In a little while, he did it with the group Derek and the Dominoes. I don't know if he's Derek and the band is the Dominoes, or if there's something, if there's some kind of inside joke there. On whether or not he introduced himself as Eric and somebody just heard Derek, kind of a thing. But we're gonna, it's one of the mysteries that I'll never Google because I'm too lazy. Another fun thing about this song is I always kind of botch the ending lick, mainly because I never learned it properly, to be honest with you. I learned a lot of these things by ear, and sometimes me old ears aren't so good. Things fail when you get old. It's scary. Anyways, Got to Get Better in a little while. There's actually no studio version of this song. Hello, brain. There's no studio version of this song, as far as I know. Only live recordings, unless, Eric recently. I'm way behind on his catalog. because I much prefer the older Eric Clapton stuff. You know, the stuff he did with Cream and Blind Faith and whatnot, and not so much the later on Eric Clapton, the Clapton that we all know. Got to get better in a little while. Don't you know what's wrong with me? Seeing things I don't want to see. I'm sniffing things that ain't no good for me. I'm going down fast, won't you say a prayer for me? Got to get better in a little while. 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 The sun's got to shine on my guitar someday. Revolution across the land. Just like Sly, you gotta make a stand. But don't hurt nobody, don't knock them down. Give them a helping hand to get off the ground. Got to get better in a little while. 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 The sun's gonna shine on my guitar someday. Still one thing that you can do, that's falling on your knees and pray. 'Cause I know the Lord is gonna answer you. So don't do it tomorrow, do it today. Got to get better in a little while. 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 The sun's got to shine on my guitar someday. It feels so good. It feels so right. That's rock music for you. Here's a song that reminds me of a dream I had recently. My dreams are weird, and I think it kind of comes to the territory of being an artist. I had a dream about Dua Lipa, which is not uncommon for me, but in this particular dream, we were just chilling, just hanging out, and she was getting ready to leave, and I said those famous words that just about every young fellow will do, or rather say to a young lady that's walking out the door, and those words are the lyrics to this song. Stay all night, stay a little longer, pull off your clothes, throw 'em in the corner. Love me, girl, love me, baby, love me, baby, love me, girl. Girl, I love, girl, I need. Be here, babe, hold me tight. Love me, girl, love me, babe, love me, baby, love me, girl. Girl, I love, girl, I need. Be here, babe, hold me tight. Love me, girl, love me, babe, love me, baby, love me, girl. Girl, I love, girl, I need. Be here, baby, hold me tight. Love me, babe, love me, girl. Love me, baby, love me, girl. Stay all night, stay a little longer. Pull off your clothes. What'd you think that song was about? It's not what I thought it was about. Pop music has ruined us all. I'll see you at church on Sunday. It's a song about doing laundry. What's the matter with you? It has nothing to do with the Nookie. Here's a song I like to call Crimson Domicile. It's by one Jimmy the Hendrix, James Marshall Hendrix, a Seattle boy, a Washingtonian just like myself, born 5 hours from where I'm sitting. How imagine that. I always remember this one because it's basically the first blues tune I ever learned, and I don't mean like a kind of blues. I mean straight blues tune. I remember I had never seen 12/8 time signature before in my entire life, and there I was staring at the tablature in 12/8. I didn't know how to count 12/8. I knew what it was kind of supposed to feel like because I'd heard the song, but learning blues. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. And when you're 13 and you've never encountered blues, proper blues music in your entire life, it turns out very difficult. Either way, a tune called Red House, or as I like to call it, Crimson Domicile. Red house over yonder, it's where my baby stays. There's a red house over yonder, it's where my baby stays. I ain't been home to see my baby about a 99 and one half days. It's a long time. Wait a minute, something's wrong. The key won't unlock this door. Lord have mercy. The key won't lock this door. I got a real bad feeling. That my baby don't live here no more. But that's okay because I still got my guitar. Let's do it. I'm gonna go back over yonder. Way back yonder across the hill. Well, I'm gonna go back over yonder, darling. Way back yonder across the hill. 'Cause if my baby don't love me no more, I know his sister Gertrude will. It feels so good. That's what's so funny about the blues. You know, it feels right. It's nasty on the guitar. The music theory doesn't really make any sense, but doggone it, does it make me feel so good. Right from the top of my head to the bottom of my doggone corns. It's the cure for whatever ails you. You know, heartbreaks, psoriasis, sciatica. It gets rid of, denture breath, unexplainable lipstick on your collar. It'll help you find that slipper that's been at large under the Chase Lounge for several weeks now. It helped me even find the remote control to my television that I'd lost. I had to do one of these old things to change channels. Can you dig it? Anyways, we're going to make a smooth transition from blues musics into rock musics. And I like to do this song because, listen, being a guitar player sometimes it's difficult, especially when you're trying to craft your own material. So I like to, you got to take stuff here and there, a little bit of Jimi Hendrix here, a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan, some Albert King, lots of Albert King in that last little bit there. I was proud of myself. But it's very hard to come up with your own sort of a thing. And the riff to this song I'm tremendously proud of, because it's like listening to Jimmy Page as a young lad and trying to come up with your own riffs. You're kind of like, doggone it, Jimmy, why didn't you save some for the rest of us, But he didn't do that, and thank goodness for that, because we got Led Zeppelin for several years now. I already did a Led Zeppelin 2, and I did A Whole Lot of Love, but Led Zeppelin 2, let me tell you, that album is just 40 minutes of just straight punishment. And if that wasn't enough, in like 1975, Physical Graffiti came out, and that's 2 discs, a double album of straight-up destruction. It's amazing. Anyways, so we're going to do some destruction, but we're not going to do it here on planet Earth. No. We're going to go straight into the outer spaceland. For my song off my instrumental album, the album is called Sounds. This tune is called There's Love in Space, because if there's love on Earth, doggone it, there's love in space. Wrong track, my bad. Starting again. Let's see if it does it now. I don't know why people decided to do that, just scrape against the strings there, but it's raw. It's powerful. That's rock music. Do another one off my instrumental record. It's been feeling pretty good on the 335, the Epiphone 335. I may be, listen, tell all your single lady friends out there, I'm very rich. I just choose to buy the Epiphone because it keeps me humble. This is a song called The Desolation Angel, ripped off of the Jack Kerouac novel of the same name, inspired by the guitar playing of Eric Johnson. See, that's the beauty of being completely insane, is that you can do two things, and having a lot of time on your hands, is you can sit there in your room with your old guitar and think about things like, I wonder what would happen if there was an unholy matrimony between the writing of Jack Kerouac and the guitar playing of Eric Johnson. What would that look like? It looks nothing like this song, Desolation Angel. Sneaky. That's what I would use, the word I would use to describe Desolation Angel by your pal Zach. which is me, singer-songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. Hey, you know what I haven't done so far tonight? Is a holiday tune. So we're gonna do just that for your listening and dining pleasure. Mainly because I don't have one actually on the docket for next week. But what I do have, if you are so inclined to join me next Tuesday, which is, I can't read that, the 20th of December, I will be doing a little bit of a Christmas message. These holiday things, it's always fun when you have a Christmas message. So there'll be that instead of me just rambling incoherently while people join the stream. But that is not this day. This day, we do some jazz. Well, not really jazz, because I'm not good enough at guitar to do jazz. But we're going to do some jazz light, for the kids, everything for the kids, of a song called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I hopes that you do. It's fun to, rock people's skulls off and hit them with quaint little jams like that. It's good to slow down. Sometimes you don't want to, rub your corns off your feet so much as, soothe them, make them feel nice and good, make them feel loved, and eventually they'll go away on their own. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I do know is that it's time, once again, for the second time in tonight's little program, to do some Jimi Hendrix. This one I just learned, so we're going to do a little bit of a Godfather Part 1 style, baptism by fire, if you will. So we're going to do a little bit of a live rehearsal for you. You're listening in dining pleasure. It's a song that he did at Woodstock in the year of our Lord, 1969, for those of you who went to public school and they don't talk about Woodstock. It's called the Villanova Junction Blues. There's this weird thing in blues I've noticed, to have an instrumental piece, almost, I can't think of one that isn't an instrumental piece, and have it be some type of name, junction, and then blues. Like, where are these junctions? You know, is it a geographical thing? Villanova Junction does sound like an actual place. Albert King has one. The name of it just escaped me. He also has a song called Function. It's a bit funky, but this is not. This is a minor blues. We already did something in the major key. It's good to dust off an old minor blues every once in a while. It's nice and psychedelic. Gives me a chance to use the Univibe pedal by MXR. Again, a Villanova Junction Blues. Villanova Junction Blues by our guitar hero from heaven and the sky, Jimi Hendrix. Folks, that'll do it for tonight's musical hangout. Appreciate it, as always, for you spending a Tuesday evening, a wintry Tuesday evening here in the Northwest with your pal Zach. This, of course, was live, unless you're watching this in the future, at which point in time it will not be live. But at this particular juncture in time, we are live. Of course, I will be back here next Tuesday with a Christmas message and an acoustic set, so you won't want to miss that. I'm Zach Hval, signing off, reminding you that you're unique, just like everybody else. Bread is bread, cheese is cheese, praise God. Did you ever hear the one about the hunting lodge? So 2 new members of a hunting lodge got to meet the oldest member of the hunting lodge, and they asked him to tell them his favorite hunting stories. And so the old man goes, well, back in 1954, we were trophy hunting, and we didn't have much luck, and so I found myself sitting underneath the tree, and I thought I heard something moving in the bushes when all of a sudden a huge lion jumped out and roared at me. And, well, I just crapped my pants. And the 2 young men were astonished, and one of them said, hey, man, I don't blame you one bit. If a lion jumped out at me like that, I'd crap my pants too. And the old man shook his head and said, oh, no, not then. Just now when I went, all right, that's a poop joke for you. We'll see you next time.